Hello, hello everyone. It's me. I'm back. I was just thinking this morning, I kind of feel like putting some makeup on. I'm feeling pretty decent. The pain level is a little bit more tolerable at the moment. So I thought, let's get ready. Oh, sorry if you guys can hear the puppies. They're in their crates underneath me downstairs, and they're not happy about that. But anyways, I was thinking, you know, I put this tie-dye shirt on. I wear the shirt all the time. And I was like, what could I do to kind of go with this shirt? So it made me think of the rainbow palette, which is palette 7. I know this is no longer available, but I know a few ladies picked this up. So I just thought, why not play with this today? See what we can do. I think I'm going to use maybe the white, the pink, the orange, and the yellow. Maybe even the purple, but I don't think I'm going to use the blue and the green because they're a little dark versus this pastel tie-dye that I have going on. Hey, Marcy. So I just figured I'd get ready. All I've done is moisturize this morning and brush my teeth and brush my hair. Like I haven't done anything else. So I thought, why not come on, get ready with you guys. I haven't done this in forever and let's do it. So I'm just going to pull my hair back. And I was using the tanning drops. So I used them on Wednesday. And this is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So this is 4 days later. Sorry, I had to use my fingers. Actually, I'll show them to you because I did bring them in. I got an order in the other day. So I put them back in the box to show you guys. So this is how the tanning drops come. It's pretty cool. And they don't have a smell. They're unscented. So this is the tanning drops. You just use a few drops per section in your moisturizer. But the moisturizer that Younique came out with is a body butter. And it smells divine. So you can see I've used it there. So what I did, I used 4 drops, which is kind of the minimum to start with. And I got this really nice color. Like this for me is tan. Like, you guys know me, I'm white, right? So this is actually really tan for me. So I put 4 drops into, hey Dave, I put 4 drops into a section for my lower leg, then my upper leg, then my lower leg, then my upper leg, then my torso, my arms, my face. I did as much as my back as I could because, you know, Kaylee wasn't home. So whatever, my back isn't exactly perfect. It's missing some spots because where I couldn't reach, but I think this color is really good. So when I exfoliate in the shower tonight, I'm going to put some more on and see, I'm going to use a little bit more and see if I can get a little bit darker. And I love it because I don't look orange and it doesn't streak. And the body butter is so amazing. So they did do a restock the other day because they sold out. So right now you can still order them, but they are on back order till mid-May, I think May 22nd. But you can still order them. So send me a message if you want to get in on that. I do have a whole bunch of orders going in for them. So let's talk about that later. Anyways, I want to get ready. So palette number 7, aka the rainbow palette, if you can't tell why. Just thought I would play with this today and go in with some BB cream, although not sure it's going to match me now, and then get on with the rest of my day. So I don't really have a look in mind. I'm just going to wing it. I don't know what I want to do, but I am going to start with my concealer. Let me just grab, nope, that's not concealer. Let me just make sure I grab the right shade. That's not concealer. So this is Organza. Okay. So Organza is my winter shade when I'm more pale, but this will work for eye primer. So I'm just going to shake it up and then put this all over my lids. I'm not really a fan of eye primer per se. I really like concealer because concealer gives you a nice clean layer. Like it's going to blank out any redness, any veining, anything like that. So I'm more of a fan of concealer for an eye primer, and it works amazing. So I'm just going to grab my damp beauty sponge and press this all over the lid, taking it into the inner corner as well to hide that dark corner that I seem to get. And I'm going to take it right up to the brow. Let's do the other side. So just gently patting this out. Okay, so let's see if I remember how to do eyeshadow. Because again, like my last video, it's been a while since I've done makeup. Like, for those of you who don't know, I work in an office by myself here in town, and I don't really see anybody. So I don't even wear mascara. I don't do my brows. I don't do anything. I just brush my teeth, wash my face, brush my hair, get dressed, and go to work. I haven't even done anything for like pretty much the whole time COVID's been going on. So over a year, I haven't been doing anything makeup-wise. So let's see. So I'm going to use my Younique brushes today. So I want to go in with this pencil. This is a crease brush, but it's a pencil style brush. So that's what a pencil style brush looks like. It's very thick and it's not flared out. It's tapered up a little bit. So I'm going to use that. It's a very dense brush. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the yellow first, and I'm going to take that in the inner corner because it is going to be the lightest shade. And typically you want to have the lightest shade of your eyeshadow in the inner corner to bring more light and light into that area. So let's go on with the yellow. I haven't used this palette in forever, but I remember it is super pigmented. So I'm just taking a little bit at a time here. I think maybe what I might even do is somewhat of like a rainbow style. I'm not too sure. Can you guys see the yellow on camera? You can see it a little bit. It is so vibrant in my mirror here. I'm using natural light today. I don't have any of my studio lights on, just using the natural light, and it is kind of gloomy and overcast, so maybe I should have put some lights on. Oh well. Okay, so taking that beautiful yellow called Clubby in the inner corner and bringing it up because I want my colors to mesh together. So I'm going to overextend where I'm putting the color. So that way when I put the next color on, I can blend those two together, then I guess I'm going to do orange next, then have orange. So I'm going to have a yellow-orange blend in the middle, and then orange, and then I'm guessing pink after, and then blend the pink and the orange together and then have pink. So you want to make sure your colors blend together very seamlessly so they don't look like a solid harsh line where you've stopped with the color. So just take your color a little further than you actually want it to go, and that'll help you with the blend. I really, really, really wish that they didn't discontinue these palettes. The single shadows are amazing. Yes, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of annoying to have all these different holders. Like you can get single holders, which I'll show you in a minute from the Kudos, but then you can get quads, right? So you customize them to whatever you want. This is a quad that I've built. This is just a neutral one. And then you can get like a Z palette, a Z palette, that you can put more in, but I like to have my colors laid out, and you know what, sometimes 4 isn't enough. I want to have a little bit more selection, and I hate going back and forth between palette and palette and palette. So having them together like this is great. These are the colors that I want to use. I mean, I could always go into another palette if I chose to, but these are the colors that I was going for today, and they were already all together. So I'm disappointed that they decided to discontinue the palettes because they were such a great deal. To get 7 shades of this amazing, amazing pigment for your eyes. Okay, so now I've got that color laid down where I want it to. I'm just gonna go over the edge a little bit with this pencil brush. I am gonna soften it up with a big fluffy brush after I've got all the colors laid down, but I'm just gonna start blending a little bit just so I know how high to take it, okay? I'm actually just gonna add a little bit more to this side here. There we go. Okay, so now I've got that yellow laid down. I'm gonna take what's called a color switch. So what you can do with this, you get it anywhere. This one's from Sephora. I know you can get them cheaper other places, but I didn't know that when I bought it. So it's just a sponge, and it's gonna clean off that dry shadow on your brush. So it's great when you need to use the same brush multiple times for different colors. So now you can see, now my brush is really dirty because this is dirty, but all that yellow is gone, and there's not gonna be any shadow left on my brush, right? So it's clean and ready to go. Otherwise, which I would use, but I'm out of it, I still have the bottle just to remind me to buy it, is the instant brush cleaner. It's empty though. So what you would do with this is you'd give it a little squirt, rub it on a towel, and then your brush is instantly good to go. And it actually gives your brush a little treatment, right? Because the bristles need to be treated every once in a while to keep them soft. Okay, so let's pick up that orange. It is called Theatrical, and let's lay the orange next to the yellow. So I'm taking it just over where I stopped the yellow because I want those two colors to blend together. And I'm taking this kind of high in my crease just because I have somewhat hooded eyes. I want to be able to see this color over my eyes when my eyes are open, because you guys can see I just have a little bit of lid space. So if I concentrate the shadow just on my lids, you're really not gonna see what I've done unless I bring it up. If you have really hooded eyes, this is what you wanna do as well. You wanna concentrate it more into the upper crease area so that way you can see it. But since I have somewhat hooded eyes, I can bring it down a little bit, but I still wanna bring it up and over my actual lid just so you can see what the heck I'm doing. So there's that orange laid down. It laid down super quickly. And again, I'm just going over where I started with the yellow. Just want to make sure I'm getting these two about even. So that way the yellow and the orange blend together. So I'm just going back and forth, windshield wiper motions. Just blending that orange in. There we go. The orange was so much quicker than the yellow just because it's a little bit of a darker color. And I ended up taking that orange a little too high on this side. So I'm just going to grab, this is a makeup towel. It's going to give it a bit of a wipe because I've got nothing down like for a base or anything. So I can just wipe it off. So now I'm going to go back into my color switch, but I think I didn't realize it was that dirty. Oh no, the other side's really dirty. Okay. This needs a wash. So I'm gonna take that orange off on the color switch. I even think I saw these at either Shoppers or Walmart. This might have been 25 bucks at Sephora, and I know it was cheaper wherever I saw it. Like I said, it could have been Walmart, could have been Shoppers. So that was the orange called Theatrical, yep. And now we're gonna go into the pink, the hot pink. I love this color, called Sharp. So I'm gonna lay that down beside. So let's pick some of this color up. I love this color. It is so freaking pretty. Like, look at that. So I'm gonna take the pink, blending it into the orange as well, where I left off there, taking it into the pink, into the orange, and bringing it down. So there we go. So you guys can see the blend from yellow to orange to pink. So let's do the other side. I did lose a little bit of the orange on this side, so I didn't leave enough orange, so I'm just gonna leave a little bit of orange on this side as well. But this pencil brush is basically doing all the work for me, which is amazing. It's just blending so effortlessly. There we go. So now that I've got those three colors on the crease area where I want them, I think what I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna go in with the purple just to deepen up the, what am I doing? Deepen up the outer corner. So what I might do, just to get more of a defined outer corner, I think I'm gonna put some tape on. So this is just, wrapping paper tape. So I'm just gonna stick some on the outer corner just to give me a guideline of where to put that shadow. I know it is the cutest look ever. Like, I don't know why people don't go out in public looking like this. But, yeah. But it works. It helps because it'll stop your shadow if you go a little bit too far. Then you've got the tape there to block it. Whoopsies, my phone's not on silent. Thought it was. Let me put my phone on silent. Bear with me here a second. Silent. Okay. Okie doke. So let's go in with the purple called Influence, this top one here. So it's a little darker than I want to go, but I do need a little bit of depth and dimension on the outer corner. So I think I'm going to go in with a very light hand. So I'm just going to pick up. Hey, Knox. You got it, bud. Thank you. Thank you, mister. Must have been somebody walking past the house. So I'm just gonna pick up a very slight amount of that purple, and I can deepen it up as I go because you can always add more shadow. It is super hard to take away if you put too much shadow on, okay? So let's go right in the outer corner, and again, bringing that purple into the pink just to get that seamless blend between the colors. There we go. So I'm gonna pick up a little bit more. I just don't want it to go too dark. You guys see that there? I just don't want it to be too dark on the outer corner, even though I do want a little bit of a darkness for a depth and dimension. I'm trying to keep this look a little bit more lighter, just with the colors I'm using, just to, go with my shirt. Okay, so doing the same on the other side, pulling that purple right into the pink. There we go. I think it looks a little bit better on this side. But this tape is going to give me a nice sharp line where I stop off. Let's deepen this up just a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so now that I've got my crease on, I have to figure out what I want to do on the lid. I think what I might do is I might just take this beautiful shimmery white all over the lid, just to keep it a little bit more lighter and neutral, and then deepen up the outer corner a little further with the purple. So let's go ahead and do that. So I want a more fluffy brush. Deluxe brush will work. So this is the deluxe brush. Oh, got a hair here. So this is the deluxe brush. So you can see it's tapered on the top, it's flatter, and it's perfect for laying down a lot of color. Now, with the Younique shadows, you can go in with the shade Dry. Any of them you can go in with Dry. If you wet your brush, you are gonna get such a better payoff of the color. It is incredible. So what I've learned to do, instead of spraying my brush first and then going into the color, you can get what's called hard pan. So it leaves like a crusty layer on your shadow. I didn't know that, and I was doing it for years. Like, I had no idea. I just thought shadows were getting old, right? Thanks, Chels. I love my shirt too, and it's from Amazon. So I learned to do it the opposite way. So to pick up the shade first, then spray the brush. So that way you're getting the shadow wet, laying it on, and when you go back in to pick up some more color, you're not creating hard pan. I know it sounds ridiculous because your brush is still a little bit damp, but your shadow isn't getting as wet. So we're gonna go in with this, shade here, Electrified, okay? So I know it looks stark white in the palette, but it's actually a shimmery shade. It's got like a little bit of silver in it, a little bit of multicolor. So I'm gonna pick that up. Now these shades are typically a little bit more crumbly. So there you go. You can kind of see it looks a little bit more silvery on my brush. But now I'm gonna spray it with my setting spray. So this is just the Younique setting spray here. So just give it one shot. And I'm gonna take this probably 3/4 across the lid here. So just laying this down. You guys see that? I should have put my lights on because the natural daylight isn't so great today. So I'm taking this all across the lid. You know what? It helps if I use the right side of the brush, eh? There we go. I'll be okay. So I'm just taking this all the way across the lid, bringing it right about 3/4 of the way. And I'm gonna sweep it up into the crease to match up with those rainbow colors I already put on. But I don't really wanna blend them together. I still wanna keep a nice solid-ish line. So I'm not gonna, excuse me, I'm not gonna overly blend in the crease area because I want those to stay defined, right? Make sure I have the brush the right way this time. There we go. Okay, so this is the idea that I had. So what do you guys think of that? Just a whitish, silvery pop of color, and then we'll deepen up the outer corner there. I think it's kind of cool. You know, maybe not everybody's cup of tea to wear color, but I do like wearing color. I used to be such a neutral queen, and then one day I was like, I'm tired of neutrals. I'm tired of browns and coppers and peaches, and I want to experiment with color. And then I started, to be honest, I started with Morphe palettes because you get a lot of shades and they're relatively inexpensive, and just started to fall in love with color. So, I mean, I do neutral looks from time to time too, but I really like color now. Like, color is my jam. Color is my jam. Okay, so I've got that spread all across the lid and a little bit into the crease. So that's the idea that I had. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna kind of let that dry before I put the purple in. So I'm just gonna put that brush off to the side, and I'm gonna grab a fluffy brush to blend the top together. So this is just a blending brush. So you guys can see it's a lot more fluffy, and again, tapered up at the top, but it flares out. So it's gonna give you a lot more room to work with. And again, the brushes do most of the work. You just have to put them in the right spot. So I don't really wanna have a harsh line, like a harsh edge where I stop putting these colors. So I'm just gonna blend right where they stop. Whoop, almost knocked over the setting spray. And that's gonna diffuse it so it's not such a harsh line. It's just gonna lighten it slightly so it looks like it's got a gradient, right? So it kind of starts to fade. Just right on the other. And I have no product on the brush. It's just a clean, fluffy brush. Speaking of clean, fluffy brushes, I really need to clean some brushes today. There we go. So see how that just kind of softened it up a little bit, whereas this one looks really harsh still. It just softened that area up. So you can see it's just a little bit more gentle in the area there instead of being so thick and like in your face, right? And that's what I want. I want a softer look. That's my favorite mug, by the way. I got it at Home Sense, I think. I got it at Home Sense. And I freaking love that mug. That is one of my favorite movies. I love Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly. Just the two of them together. I know it's the real stupid, funny movies, but sometimes you just need to watch those just to get the laughs out. Like, it's just the stupidest shit. Like, and Kaylee and I, all the time, we quote that movie. She loves that movie too. We quote that movie together. And one of our favorite ones to say is, oh my gosh, I just forgot. This house is a prison on planet bullshit, blah, blah, blah. Like that whole scene. And like, did we just become best friends? And, you know, there's so much room for activities. Like, we just quote so much from that movie. So when I saw the mug, like, I had to have it. I was like, this has to go in my collection. Okay. Let me just push this tape down a little bit more. Okay. So now that I've softened the edges out, this white is a little bit more dry. So I'm going to go back in with that, what it was, deluxe brush. So you can see this side is the side I use the whitish silver on. I'm going to flip it over to the clean side and pick up a little bit of that purple. And again, I don't want to take too much. I don't know if you guys can see that. You can barely see it there, but there's just a little bit of purple on it because I don't want to deepen up the outer corner too much, right? I want to keep it soft, just like how I put the purple in the outer crease. I want to keep it soft. So I'm going to take this about 1/3 of the way. So when you're doing your lid, you always want to drag, if you're doing a style like I am where it's mostly one shade across the lid, you want to drag it out a little further than where you're actually going to stop because you want to blend, again, those two colors together. So let me just blend where the purple meets the silvery white. Just so, again, there's no harsh line with those two colors, okay? So I didn't really go too much of a 1/3 of the way in, but essentially that's what I was going for. So there we go. Now we've got that extra depth and dimension on that outer corner. Just making sure I'm using the right side. Well, let's do the same on this side. So I am putting like next to no pressure on my brush, just super gently touching my lid, and it's laying down the shadow incredible. So those look about even to me. So I'm just gonna put the palette off to the side. I'm gonna take these tapes off. So now you can see I have a nice straight line there, but I did kind of go over a little bit. So we'll clean that up when I put the BB cream on. Oh, I can't reach the garbage. Oh, that actually hurt. You guys, this chronic pain, it's been going on for 7 months and getting worse every day. I don't even know how I'm functioning most days. I have no idea how I'm doing it, but I'm being tested for fibromyalgia now. We don't know what's caused it. It's just in my neck and like halfway through to my shoulders and a little bit in my upper back, but not too far down. Like, I have scoliosis, which is a twisted spine, so I'm used to back pain. I get lower back pain all the time. I'm so used to it, it doesn't even affect me. Like, I just don't even notice it. I've had it my whole life. But this upper pain, you guys, like, if you guys have any solutions, like what works for you for pain, please send me a message. Tylenol, Advil, ibuprofen, icy hot, Voltaren, heating pads, ice packs, none of that stuff even works anymore. It used to work in the beginning. It helped kind of calm it. None of that stuff even works anymore. Like, I'm just killing my guts by taking those pills, and the creams I've been putting on, they don't faze me. The only thing that helps get a bit of relief is that frickin' $500 TENS machine I bought. So I wear it just like the pads are on my neck and then down a little bit on my upper back. I wear it for half an hour. It does its thing, and you can't really do too much because it makes you twitch, right? You get involuntary twitches from the spasms. That gives me half an hour of relief. Like the pain isn't at 100. The pain's maybe at about 60 when I'm wearing it. As soon as I take it off, I'm back to 100%. And it's 24/7. So if you guys have any recommendations for pain medication, and please don't say weed. I can't smoke weed. I get what's called marijuana psychosis. I can't smoke it. It just messes with my brain. I'm already a paranoid person. Like part of my manic depressive bipolar is extreme paranoia. And even though I'm medicated for it and I'm pretty good most of the time, the weed just exacerbates it so much that I don't even want to talk about it, but it's real bad. Like I can't smoke weed, edibles, any of that shit. And I can't drink because the medication that I take makes me get blackout drunk after 2 drinks. So don't say alcohol and don't say weed. Please have another solution of something I can try, okay? Okay, so enough about that, but please help if you can. So you can see that purple's a little bit more harsh on the outer corner. So I'm just going back to that big, clean, fluffy brush and just sweeping it upwards back into the pink. And I'm gonna diffuse that outer edge where I got that nice sharp edge. I'm just gonna diffuse that a little bit as well. So that way it's not super sharp, but that tape helped me from going too far down, right? So just blending and softening. There we go. So the purple's gonna stand out a little bit more anyways. Like it looks better in my mirror than it does here because the purple's standing out so much. But in real life, it's got a really nice blend on it. It's not so sharp. You just can't really see the other color payoff as well as I can. Like I said, I should have put some lights on, and I got to go around the table to turn them on, so I can't just flick a switch. Yeah, because this one, yeah, that one's unplugged too, so I can't even put the ring light on. But anyways, I digress. Okay, so we'll come back to the eyes a little bit later. I'm not sure if I want to put anything under the lower lash line, but we'll come in and do the inner corner and the brow bone and everything after I get that all done. So what I'm going to do today is, you guys all know I'm not really a foundation wearer. I have very clean skin. I love my freckles. I don't have acne. I don't have scarring. I don't have large pores or anything like that. So I'm not trying to hide anything on my face. I'm very, very, very lucky that I have nice, clean skin. So if I put anything on, it tends to be a BB cream. So this is Bisque, which is the second lightest shade. Now with those tanning drops, I'm not quite too sure this is gonna match me, but I'm just gonna put a sheer enough, whoa, do I even have any left? Okay, I do. I'm just gonna put a sheer enough layer on that it gives me a little bit of coverage, so it's gonna dampen down that redness that I have. Where did my, oh, there it is, I lost my beauty blender. So that's gonna be way too much. It just kind of splurted out. So I'm gonna take this on the big bum side of my sponge. If you like to wear a BB cream like me, like you're not looking for full coverage, but you want a little bit more coverage, add some concealer into this, mix it up on the back of your hand, and then spread it out. That'll give you a little bit more coverage. I'm not looking for coverage. I'm just kind of looking for evening out the bit of redness that I usually get around my nose. So I'm just going to spread this all over, and I don't know if the color is really going to be a great match for me right now, but we're just going to work with what we got. So I'm going to shear it out anyways, like I was saying. So I'm not putting a very thick layer on, just a nice thin layer, and it's going to dry down. If you have dry skin like I do, it's not as dry as it used to be, thank you to the Uology system, the customizable skincare. But it's still on the dry side. Like I'll always have dry skin no matter what I do. I don't powder. The odd time I'll powder just if I'm not actually going anywhere, but I don't powder because it just makes my skin look very crepey and even more dry. But if you have normal or oily skin, I couldn't even say that word, you're gonna wanna powder. And I would recommend, honest to goodness, I do have it somewhere, the pressed powder. I'll find it in a minute. Let me work on blending this out. The pressed powder, it's so finely milled that even when I do put it on, if I'm just doing my makeup to take some pictures, which again, I haven't done in a long time, I would just put the powder on just to set everything so it looked really good right away instead of letting everything dry down. It's amazing. It really is. Like, it makes my skin look a little crepey and dry in a few hours. But if you're just doing it to take pictures, or you've got something real quick that you're doing, maybe just doing some errands and you want to do your makeup, it's really, really, really good. And for you oily ladies, it's going to help to slow down the oil production that your skin naturally makes. So pressed powder is definitely, or sorry, loose powder. You can use pressed too. Loose powder is definitely recommended. And if you have normal skin, well, you're just freaking lucky. You can do whatever you want. Okay, so I think they've got that blended out pretty much everywhere. And I'm gonna drag it down my neck, because you don't want that line of demarcation. I never do my ears, but normally my hair is down covering them anyways. But you never want that line of demarcation where anything you're putting on your face stops, because then you're gonna definitely have two different colors. Now my neck is so red that I find even putting stuff down, it helps a little bit, but I kind of always have a disjointed looking face whenever I put anything on, just because of the redness in my neck. Okay. So there we go. That feels really good. The color actually isn't too bad. Like I said, I really, really sheared it out using that damp beauty sponge. So that way I didn't have to worry about the color blending so much, because the color's technically, with these tanning drops on, a little bit too light for me. I would use the next shade down, but that's what I have because that's what I've been using. So let me see if there's that setting powder here. Hold on a sec. Okay. So this is the setting powder here. So it is just called Behold Touch Translucent Setting Powder. So it's not going to give you any coverage or any color, but that's what it is there. So you would use that if you're normal skin or oily skin, or like I said, if you have dry skin and you're just doing it to take some pictures and you don't want to wait for your makeup to set. Whoa, kind of missed the chair there. If you don't want to wait for your makeup to set, then that's what you would do. Okay, so let's move on to brows. So this is the Brow Obsessions palette. This is in the brunette shade. So this one here. So if you look up close, you can see I've started to put a dent into the light brown shade. I've had this for probably 2 years. Now, again, I haven't been doing much makeup at all, but when I do my makeup, this is what I use for my brows. So I use the lighter shade, and most of the time I take it across my whole brow because it's a great match for me. If I'm actually getting glammed and ready to go out, I will take the deeper shade and do the tail just to kind of ombre that, because that's kind of naturally how your brows go. They are a bit of ombre, right? They're not just one solid color. So today I'm just going to go in with the lighter side of the brown because I'm not doing a glam look. So I'm just going to feather in the front. And as I've said many times before, my brows have been overplucked so bad that I don't grow hair here. So I'm missing a lot of hair that I should have right here. It just never It never grew back. And my brows aren't even the same shape. So I gave up fixing them. I actually had microblading done last year. And let me tell you, it's expensive, but 100% worth it. Like, my brows, she got them matched up. She faked in the front. It looked amazing. I absolutely loved it. COVID hit, couldn't get my touch-up done, so I kind of lost some of it. I finally got a touch-up done 9 months later instead of 4 weeks later. And then, again, I lost it. So it's something you have to continuously keep doing. If you have more brow, like, I didn't really have to touch up inside the brow. It was basically the front where she faked it. That's where I was losing the pigment the fastest. So that's got to be redone again. And I'm slightly disappointed because I had an appointment to go back and see Sarah at Brow Boss, which is downtown Galt, on, I think it was April 17th. Was that last weekend? Last weekend or the weekend before. And I had that appointment booked for months because she was so backlogged trying to catch up to all the appointments she had to cancel due to COVID. And then we went into lockdown again. So I'm back on the waiting list, but essentially what Sarah's going to do for me, I don't really need any touch up in my actual brows, and I have good tails. It's just the very front bit. So that's all Sarah's going to be doing for me, is just filling in this front bit where I'm missing the hair. So what I do is when I grab the product, so I'm going to brush it through my actual brow. There we go. So simple, simple. Like, just look at that. I filled in my brow. So they look really good. And then I'm just going to grab some more product and I'm going to fake the front. Sometimes I overdo it and do a lot. Sometimes I do a little bit. It all depends on the day. And I am no brow expert, but this is what works for me. So I just start moving backwards. So I go a little bit, and then I move my brush forward. Then I go a little bit and move my brush forward. And essentially, this is what's called a block brow because there's no hair-like strokes because I don't know how to do that. So it's a block brow because it's one solid brow. But when you look at it in person, you can't really tell that it's a block brow. Like, I don't do it super heavy like the YouTubers do or did. But I just don't know how to do the hair-like strokes. I don't know. I would need like literally a pen because I can't do it with a brush like how they do it. So there we go. I've just got those faked in. So I think they look pretty even to me. So now I'm going to take the spoolie end and just brush through my actual brow to make sure I don't have any clumps of product. So this is just going to brush it out. And then I'm going to flip it, brush them up, and then just comb the top down so they're a nice line. I don't know how to explain brows. It's just what I do. So that's the brows done, easy peasy. So now let's go back in and finish the eyes. And I've got a really cool mascara to show you guys today. So I would like, what brush would I like? You know what? I'm going to have to go with something non-unique. Let's use this one. This is a Morphe. I don't know. It's just real small. It has no name on it. I'm going to go back into palette 7, the rainbow palette. I'm going to pick up this white shade again, and I'm going to highlight under the brow bone. So just picking up a tiny bit, and I'm going to take it right underneath my brow bone and drag it out. So highlighting underneath your brow bone with a light shade, especially if you use a shimmer shade, is just going to make the arch of your brow, which I don't have, look a little bit more lifted. It kind of acts like a bit of a brow lift, right? So it's just going to bring some more light into that area, and it's just going to make your brow look more lifted and more arched. So you don't take it underneath the whole brow, just basically where it starts to lift to the end, okay? So I don't know if you guys can really see the difference, because again, my brows are not the same shape, not the same size, but this is just going to bring that light into this area for me. And this is a perfect size brush for that. Here we go. So that's that side done. So to me, it just looks a little bit more lifted, and it also kind of cleans up underneath for you as well. You can do that with concealer if you are skilled enough. I, on the other hand, have very shaky hands, so that's why I don't do liner, because my hands are too shaky, and like even doing lip liner, man, like I struggle. But at least with this, if I make a mistake, I can just kind of blend downwards a little bit. It's not such a big deal. I kind of wonder if Younique is going to come out with something different for the brows. There we go. So I think I'm going to be done with that palette. So let me put that brush off to the side. So now we're going to go in with bronzer, blush. I got a new blush to show you, mascara, and I'm going to do a lip gloss today. Just let the eyes be the star of the show. So for bronzer, ye old trusty bronzer, which they still haven't brought a replacement out for, which is really shocking because this got discontinued, I want to say over a year ago. I still have it, like you guys can see, and you guys know every video I do, and when I'm doing my makeup even off camera, this is the bronzer that I use. You guys can see I've put some dents into it, but I've got so much product left, like it's massive. It is so massive. Like I've got a major dent on this side because I use this side to contour, and I'll use this side every time. I don't always go with the shimmery side, but they haven't brought out a replacement. It's been gone for, I want to say like a year at least. So let's go in. Oh, I want my big fluffy brush. So this is the beachfront brush. I think it's just the large beachfront brush from Younique. I think you might still be able to get these brushes. So it's just a very large fluffy brush. And this is what I use to put on my bronzer. So I'm gonna start with the matte side here. We'll do a tiny bit of contouring. This isn't a structured glam look or anything like that, but I do like to contour to bring out my natural cheekbones. So I've just grabbed a tiny little bit because this stuff is super pigmented. And I'm just gonna bring it right underneath my natural cheekbone. So into the hairline, down, about halfway to where my iris is when I'm looking straight on, okay? You don't want to drag this in too far because then it looks really weird. So again, just picking up a little bit, like not very much at all, and just sweeping this ever so gently into the hairline. You just go right under your cheekbone. Like you can feel the cheekbone, right? You just go right underneath. There we go. So that's the sculpting on the cheeks. Now it will get blended out in a moment. But I always do under my jaw as well because it just kind of slims your jaw down and makes your chin look a lot more attractive. It's a shadowing technique, right? So when you do your makeup, you always want to try to recreate the natural shadows and highlights that your skin has when you have a bare face. So you're just trying to recreate those. And when you use a deep shade like this, it just slims everything down. So there we go. Okay, so I'm not gonna use my skinny brush, I'm just gonna use this one because I'm being lazy. Take a little bit down the sides of my nose, and I like to flick it up into my brow. Oh no, hopefully this isn't too much. I'm just trying to go super light-handed. Normally I'd use a much smaller brush, but I'm just being very lazy at the moment. Sweeping it up into the brow because that's where you have a natural shadow, right? I know it sounds silly, but you're using your natural shadows and highlights. Okay, so now we're going to take a little bit in the hairline. So if you're like me and have a larger forehead, this is going to help to shrink your forehead. Otherwise, if you have a normal size forehead, this is just gonna add some bronziness to your face. Again, those natural kind of shadows that we already have because our skin tone isn't naturally all one shade, which is what happens when you put a BB cream or a foundation on it. It blanks out all of the natural canvas of your face. So you're just trying to add some of that back in. So I just drag it right down to my temples. And again, I really didn't use a lot. Just a little bit is all you need. And it basically touches where I put that top of the contour. Okay. So now that I've gotten that all taken care of, I don't have, like Younique doesn't have a huge fluffy brush, so I use my Morphe one. This is an E41. It's just giant, like it's the size of my palm, it's huge. So I use this to just gently diffuse wherever I'm putting contour, bronzer, and blush. Because again, same thing with the eyeshadow, you don't want the harsh line. You want everything to look very soft and gentle on your face, right? So this is just gonna blend those edges out and bring the product down a little bit, right? So you're not gonna have a razor's edge line where you've put product, it's just gonna soften it. So that's what you wanna do. You always wanna soften your lines, right? Except for eyeliner, I guess. That would be a solid straight line. You wouldn't be diffusing eyeliner unless you're going for a smoky liner look where you use shadow or a kohl pencil instead of a liquid liner. Then you can blend that out. Okay. Didn't take very much down my nose today, which is just quite fine with me. Okay, so that is the basic contouring down. So I'm just gonna grab my cloth here. Oh no, my eye's watering. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so I'm just gonna wipe off what's left of the matte bronzer. You guys can see how much I'm getting off. It is super, super pigmented, okay? So I'm expecting what they bring out as the replacement will be super pigmented as well. Crap, I'm almost done my coffee, gotta finish up. So now I'm gonna go into the shimmery side. And shimmers just bring a little bit of light into your face. So I'm just gonna put it right on top of that contour where I did. Just because I want the light to kind of beam off the top of my cheekbones. And that's the only place I'm gonna put it, just on the top of the cheeks. So going back into that big fluffy brush and diffusing those edges. There we go. So the contour slash bronzing is done, so I can put this away. Now, I got myself a new blush. So part of the kudos this month, it's got a few cool things in it. It's actually a really great package for a great deal. So let me grab my phone because I pulled it up because I never remember anything. The kudos this month is a lip gloss of your choice, pressed blusher, single shadow with the single shadow case, and a mascara. So any mascara of your choice. So what I did, let me grab the bronzing stuff out. Oh, and I got myself, this is the daytime cream with the tint in it. I got myself a new one because I was running low. That's Ange's Drops. Okay, so let me pull these products out. So this is the kudos, right? Oh no, I got an extra mascara for Kaylee. I was like, that's too many things. This is the kudos this month. Sorry guys, I can't really even hold it right. So this is what you get for the kudos plus, okay? So I got, this is such a pretty color. Am I gonna be able to get it open? So this was the pressed single shadow that I got. I just knew it wouldn't go with my look today. That's why I didn't use it. But it's raspberry. It's called Ostentatious. So it's a beautiful shimmery raspberry. I just had to have it. And it comes with, these are kind of annoying because I have them everywhere, the magnetic single shadow case. So you just pop it in there and then you're safe, right? I find them annoying because I have tons of them and they're everywhere. I'd rather have bigger palettes with more together. But for the blush, you guys know I'm more of a peachy blush myself. Not so much of a pink blush. I have the Sisterly blush, which has got a bit of pink and a little bit of a rose gold in it. And then I have Supple, which is my favorite, which is the peachy, burnty kind of orange color. That's my absolute favorite. I went out of my comfort zone and I got Seductive. Here we go. It's a little bit of more of a mauve color. So I don't really like blush all that much myself. So I thought, well, this is a little bit deeper. It's not going to be that bright pink because I immediately think clown when I see bright pink blush, even though it's the big trend. I got this one and it's out of my comfort zone for sure, but I'm going to try it today. And again, the blushers are very pigmented, so you don't want to go in with a lot. However, that being said, blush is the first thing to fade off of your face. I don't know why, it just is. So what you're going to do is if you're going to be wearing this makeup all day, you're going to go in a little heavy-handed to start. So it's going to look kind of funny, but then it's going to melt and fade into your skin. So it's going to fade down throughout the day. So it's going to look really strong right at the beginning. Again, I'm not a big blush person, so I'm not going to go in heavy-handed at all. Fingers crossed. So I'm just going to take, this is a setting powder brush, but I use it for blush. This is another Younique brush. Oh my gosh, to use my blush with. So there we go. I've just picked up a little bit. And what I do is I do a cheeky grin and I hit the apples of my cheeks. Oh, this color is going to blend in with the contour so nicely. Like this look could have went with a brighter pink blush, but that's just not me. That is just not me. So this is going to help actually bring my contour together. You guys can see it's just adding a little bit of a hint of mauve. I should have technically, I use this for blush all the time, but I should have used more of a stiffer brush because this setting powder blush is made to blend all over your face and sweep off the excess powder. But a bit of a denser brush, like a stiffer brush would have been better for blush, but I use it all the time, so there we go. So I'm going to add a little bit more because I've really blended that in, focusing on the apple and pulling it right up to my hairline. So this color is actually really not too bad. I actually really like it. It's not as intense and it's not as deep as I thought it would be, thank goodness. But blush is the trend, right? So I'm just not really a big blush wearer myself. A lot of the times I don't put it on at all, to be honest. And if I do, I use Supple, the peachy burnt orange, because that's my absolute favorite. Another tip to do with blush is to kind of wrap it. I don't think I did that on the other side. Or I did, and it's so automatic that I didn't even mention it. But to kind of wrap it up a little bit. I think I got a little much on that time. So just very gently diffusing that blush. See if I did it. Did I do it over here? I'm not sure. We'll just add a little bit more. And then one thing I've always done, I must have seen somebody do it years ago because I've always just done it, is I always take blush across the bridge of my nose and a little bit on the outer corners. It just kind of ties your face together. I know that sounds really weird, but it just kind of ties it together. I don't know. I've just always done it. Okay, so now that we're done with the blush, so this is Seductive, right? Now that I don't have my nails on, I can actually open things easy. So that's Seductive. I really like the color. It's a deeper shade, but it's, if you go in light-handed, it's not scary, okay? Now, next thing, this is actually a really fun thing. Before I go into my highlighter, I'm going to put some mascara on. So you guys know how much I love the 4D mascara. Well, for a limited time this month, you can get it in purple. Oh, who's coming to see me? No, Knox, you coming to see me? No, he's just standing out in the hall. This is Purple Shimmer Mascara. I thought, okay, I have to have this. If you get the Epic, you can get it in teal with the bundle. Unfortunately, you can't just add it on its own, I don't think. But I would have loved to have gotten the teal, but I got Kaylee the waterproof Epic because that's her favorite and she was out. So what I'm going to do, should I prime? Maybe I'm going to prime. Let's prime. Let's prime our lashes. Haven't done that in a long time. So this is the Moodstruck Primer. So it is just going to help the mascara stick to your lashes. Oh, you're not even going to be able to see this with the white eyeshadow. It helps lengthen and thicken your lashes and helps the mascara stick to your lashes. Thank you, Marcy. Wait till we're all done and then see how it looks. So this turns your lashes white. That's how you know you've gotten it everywhere. So I just flick and kind of roll. Make sure I get a good coat without poking yourself in the eye. Make sure I got a good coat on all the lashes. I have a backup of this because this one's almost done. I can feel it's kind of dried out. So I'm not really getting a lot out here. It's on its last legs. There we go. So we've got that side coated with the primer. So I'm just going to leave that tube out. Actually, you know what? I'm going to let it dry. That's what I did last time, and I think it looked a little bit better. Normally, I would have just went in with it wet with the mascara on top, but last time I got distracted and let it dry, and I think it worked a little bit better. So let's do the other side here. This tube is garbage after this. There we go. I'm scraping the barrel here. Scraping the barrel. Okay, so they are covered with primer. Let's go into the Purple Shimmer. I don't think I've ever used a colored mascara. Maybe when I was a teenager. Oh, look at that. Can you guys see that? I know it's really hard to see. I should have some lights on. Is this one plugged in? That one's not even plugged in. Oh, man. It's purple. It's purple shimmery. Oh, it's so cool. I really wish you guys could see that. It's purple. It's so cool. So cool. Okay. So this is the 4D with the fibers. So I'm going to wiggle and twist. Oh, man, this is really cool. And I like to do a lot of flicking. It's just the natural movement I tend to make with my mascara. If you wanted to get more length and volume with it, you could go in with your regular 4D or even Epic first. I layer the Epic and the 3D all the time, just to give that that more black. It might pop even more with the purple, but this looks so cool, you guys. This looks so freaking cool. So freaking cool. I love it. I am so glad I got it because I was like, colored mascara. Really, will I really wear it? But I love it. I freaking love it. Love it, love it, love it. So this again is only available in the special, the colors. And I would love to get the teal. I think I might just have to put another order in and grab the Epic teal. Because I think the teal would be sweet. Because it's a bit brighter, right? The purple is kind of dark, but you can definitely see that my lashes are purple. It is so freaking cool. So cool. Can you guys see that? That looks so cool. So cool. I love it. I love it. Okay, let's do the other side. Oh, man. I really am glad that I went with it and got the purple, because this is pretty freaking cool. It's just something different, you know, like instead of, I only wear black. I don't even wear brown mascara, even though you can get brown epic. I just always wear black, right? Black is my go-to, just because I think it makes your lashes look a little bit more dramatic and full and luscious, whereas brown is softer, right? So it makes your lashes look a little bit more natural. But I can't believe I pulled the trigger and got the purple, but I am so glad I did, because it is so freaking cool. So cool. Okay, I am excited. I am so excited. Hopefully when I take a picture later, it really shows up purple, because I can see it in my mirror. It looks super cool. Okay, so let's do a second coat on this side. Oops, I think that primer clumped those few lashes together. This is the hardest movement for me, the wiggle and twist. I don't know why. I struggle with it. But it's how to get the best payoff with this stuff. The wiggle and twist. Okay, I'm happy with those, with that 2 coat there. Yeah, and then we're almost done, guys. Just highlighter and lips. Let's do this side. And the cool thing is, if I got it into that purple eyeshadow, I don't think I can really notice it. Actually, oh, let me finish this first, and then I'm just going to touch up that outer corner. Oh, wiggle and twist. Wiggle and twist. I don't know why I struggle. It is such a basic movement, and I struggle with it so hard. So hard. There we go. Oh, guys. Oh, no. I was just going to say, and I didn't make any mess on my face, and look what I just did. It's because I was looking into the phone instead of the mirror. Okay, we'll let that dry, and then I'll fleck it off. Okay, this purple mascara is the shit. Like, it's pretty freaking cool. Okay, I'm just going to grab that big fluffy brush that had nothing on it and just give this outer corner a little bit more love. I decided that I'm not going to put anything on the lower lash line today. I'm just going to leave it bare. There we go. That looks a little better. A little more evened up. Okay, so we're going to do highlighter and lips. So I think I'm going to set my face before I put my highlighter on. And you cannot overdose on setting spray, and this is such a fine mist. Like, it's perfect. Perfect. So because I am impatient and I don't want to wait, I'm going to use my little handy fan here. Got this on Amazon. It's just going to speed up the drying time. I use a lot of setting spray, right? So my face is pretty wet. It's just going to speed up the drying time. I think it was 35 bucks, $29.99. I can't remember. It was inexpensive. Okay, so that setting spray is dry. So let me put my fan back. And it's pretty cool because it's a USB charger. It doesn't take batteries, so it lasts a long time. Okay, so let's talk about highlighter. We're gonna go in with my favorite, oh, that's blush. Favorite Benevolent, right here, Benevolent. So you guys can see I hit pan on this a long time ago, but it's just taken that long to actually go through it. And let me grab this to flick that mascara off once it's dry. So we're gonna go with my favorite highlighter, and I don't know where I put my favorite highlighting brush. Okay, well, we're gonna use, you know what, let's do a fan brush. This is a Bestop. I don't know, it's a fan brush. You're supposed to use it for highlighter. I never really do. I think I got it in like an Ipsy bag or something. Okay, so let's highlight. There we go. Benevolent is my absolute favorite. Actually, I don't know. I don't like the way this is put it on. Let's just grab something I like better. This is a Suva Beauty 180. Nice, big, fluffy brush. This is what I like to put my highlighter on. Usually I use more of a tulip style. something that's got more of a tip on it. There we go. And I wrap my highlighter. I do like basically a C shape. So it's sitting on the top of my cheekbone. I'm wrapping it around my temple. So you can see that glow. And the beautiful part about this is when you take a photo, it doesn't leave a cast. Like you can't see a strip of gray or whitish on the side. It's just such a beautiful highlighter. That is why it's my favorite. No matter what brand I use, I always come back to this one. And I definitely have some backups because I was so afraid that this would get discontinued. I stocked up on it. And I do have it in the stick too. I just find I don't use the stick if I have any base on because it kind of disrupts the base. Any kind of stick product does. So I'll use the stick if I've got bare skin. But I know the stick was on sale not too long ago. So I don't know if maybe the stick got discontinued. I don't think it was all that popular. Okay, so we've highlighted the cheekbones. Let's do a little bit above the brow. So you would do this if you had an arch. You'd put it where the arch of the brow is. A little bit down the nose, tip of the nose, Cupid's bow, and chin. Just all the places where the sun naturally hits your face and you have that glow. Okay, so we are done with highlighter. Oh no, actually I want to use it for the inner corner. Sorry. I'm gonna grab another teeny weeny brush. I've got lots of these little bad boys here. So this is a Jessa 237 detail shader. So another teeny weeny brush. This is perfect for inner corner. So I'm gonna pick up some more highlighter here. And I'm going to use it to brighten up the inner corner. So I'm joining it right into where I put that yellow. And if I had any lower lash shadow on, I would join it right up to that. And I'm not even putting like lower lash mascara on today. I'm completely leaving the lower lash bare. Let's do this side. So bringing in a beautiful bright, like especially a highlighter or a nice white in your inner corner, makes your eyes look a lot more awake. There we go. Okay, so highlighting is done. So I can put this stuff away. I'm kind of tempted to, I think I'm going to do it, put something in my waterline, in my lower waterline. This is Pristine, right? Yeah, Pristine. This is the white liner. Okay, sharp enough. So I'm just going to put this in my lower lash, waterline. So it's also going to give me more of a woke up appearance, more of an awakened appearance. And now that I've done that, I definitely have to put lower mascara on. Shoot. Because I tend to always get it all over my lashes. But that just makes your eyes look a lot more awake. It kind of gives you a little bit of a doll effect. And it takes the pinkness out of your waterline. So now, because I have to do the lower lashes before we finish up with lips, I'm going to go in with a Twisted Epic. So it's got two wands if you haven't seen this before. So it's got a nice big plastic wand. It's just a spiky wand. It's plastic. It's not fiber. I really like the big fiber ones myself. So it's got that one there. And then when you untwist the lid the other way, you get this little tiny bibi. So this I love to use for the lower lashes. It's definitely great for defining the upper lashes or your inner or outer corners where it's harder to get with a bigger wand. But this works perfect for the lower lashes. And it's the Epic Mascara formula. I think a cat's in here. Lotus, don't eat my plant. Stop that. She likes to eat plants. Lotus, stop that. I think sometimes she thinks her name is Stop That. There we go. So just a little tiny bit, just to kind of cover up that white I got on there. This came out, oh gosh, was it in the fall? I think this came out in the fall. And it has been a huge seller. Everybody loves the dual wands. Like it's pretty freaking cool. So you can use the big one to do your upper. You can use it to do your lower if you want. You can use the small one here for your lower, inner, outer corner, whatever you want to do. It's pretty freaking cool. Okay, so now I think, let me grab some tweezers. I think that mascara is dry. So if you ever do that, just wait till it dries. Yeah, there we go. Just plucked it right off. Pair of tweezers, just lifted it right off. Gone. So you didn't spoil your look. Okay. So another part of the kudos is a lip gloss of your choice. So I don't even know what color I grabbed. I grabbed Legendary. I kind of think this is a hot pink because that's my style, which is not really going to go with today's look. No. Oh yeah, there we go. So this is the color. It's a beautiful deep berry. And I love how big this is. Like, I go through lip gloss a lot. So let's do a swatch of this color. No smell, which is great. Oh, look at that. Look at that color. Oh my gosh. That is so pretty. Do you guys think it would go with this look today? Because I've got pinks and purples and orange and yellows. I was actually going to do Luxe, which is my favorite. And this is in the old packaging. This is my favorite lip gloss. It's a nude, or I was thinking even Lunar, which is a bit of a sparkly, very clear, but it got a bit of a sparkle in it. So Luxe is typically my go-to, but I think I'm going to go with this today. So this is just in the old packaging. You can get it in the new packaging, but once I finish that one, then I'll grab some more. I actually do have backup of that one too. So I'm not even going to put a lip liner on. I'm just going to go straight in. So the doe foots always carry so much product. Just make sure, I don't know if you noticed that, I gave it a little wipe off in the lid because they carry so much product on them. So let's go in. And this doe foot is the perfect size for your lips. Perfect. Not too big, not too small, not too pointy. Actually, this color goes pretty good. It's not sticky. It's not leaving those sticky, stringy things. There we go. I'm enjoying this. This looks so good, guys. I'm actually really glad. Not surprised I got this color. Can't put the lid on. There we go. But I'm actually really glad I did get that color instead of grabbing Luxe, my default. So I think that's it for the look. I'm digging it. I think I did kind of did my shirt justice here. I know it's harder for you guys to see on camera just because the natural light today, it's a little bit cloudy and overcast. But I went in with palette 7. So I've got yellow, orange, pink, and purple on the lid, on the crease. And then that beautiful silvery white across the lid. This new lip gloss, the purple mascara, which I'm so excited. I'm actually really happy that I did do that, because normally I'd be like, oh, I don't want colored mascara for it, but I'm actually really happy I did. So I'm joking on my words. So I'll just go through the kudos with you again real quick. So your choice of any of the new lip glosses, and like I said, I love the container size. It is massive. This is going to last you quite a while. Not sticky, doesn't leave those goopy stringy things. It's not drying. It's very smooth, very comfortable. So the lip gloss is definitely a winner in my books. Pressed blusher. So I went in with Seductive. This is more of a mauve. It's a deeper one. So like I said, this was out of my comfort zone, but I went in really light because, as you guys know, these are the other two that I have. This is my favorite Supple. The burnt orange kind of coral peachy color. And then the other one I have, this is the only pink one I have, is Sisterly. So it's pink with a bit of rose gold. So that one was really nice, the Seductive. Press shadow refill. So I showed you guys already that I got a raspberry, which was called Ostentatious, I think. Ostentatious. So I got a raspberry shimmer, which is a beautiful color. I just knew it wasn't going to go with my look today. And then the compact single refill. And then your choice of any mascara. So you can, if you don't want color, which is fine, you can get the regular Epic 40 in black. You can get the Epic 40 in purple. You can also get the regular Epic in black, brown, or waterproof, or the new color teal. So I think I'm going to have to put a new order in and get the teal because I really like the purple. So I will be having an order going in. The special's only good till the end of the month. They're, as you guys know, they're only, for the month of April. So there will be a new one starting May 1st, but I'm going to have another order going in. So again, if you want in on those tanning drops, these ones here or the body butter. Now you don't need to have the body butter. You just need a really, really good higher end moisturizer. The body butter is amazing. It has such a really nice light smell. The tanning drops have no smell at all. I'm going to be doing that again tonight. So I'll do another before and after picture because I've had this tan on for 4 days. So I'm going to freshen it up. But I've got orders going in for the tanning drops and other stuff. So if you want any of these products, just get at me. The tanning drops are on back order. We don't know when these ones sell out, when they're going to come back, if they come back at all this year. So on launch day the week before, we sold out, and then they brought a little bit more back in, which we've got a little bit of stock on, but there's not much left. The body butter, I don't know what the stock is on that, but if you want the tanning drops, I would honestly say get the body butter too, because it's luxe. It's really, really luxe, and the packaging is kind of bougie. So I'll just open it up for you again before I let y'all go and continue on with my day. So there is the beachfront body butter. And it's just like super, super light. Like you really got to smell for the fragrance. Like it really doesn't have much of one, but there's a hint of one there, and it's really nice. I like it. And then the tanning drops. And the tanning drops have no smell, right? Because I don't think they had a smell. No, I don't smell anything in that. So that's the tanning drops. So there we go. So that's it for me today. I've got a lot of stuff to do. I'm going to do an unboxing video. I'll just tip you off to the side here. You guys see that stack of stuff sitting on that chair there? Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to do an unboxing video hopefully today if I have the energy and the pain level isn't too bad. It's kind of creeping up again. But we'll see what happens. Other than that, guys, I will see you in the next one. Bye.